only do you get Jalen Carter, but you get Nolan Smith.
The following announcement has been paid for by
the ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you feel
Sport.
that excitement? And also,
the merchandise, wearing the hats.
Is what I'm seeing for real?
Wild here live from Lincoln Financial.
I can't wait till this video is over so I can say his name anymore.
Music.
Wow.
Man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are goofy.
What the hell? What is it? Whoa! What the hell?
And more.
What's his next book gonna be called? Got you cocksucker! I did not see that coming.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the ENN Podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wild. Don't know why I raised my arms as high as I did. Here live at bar 4133, and this place is rocking as Howie Roseman has killed, has murdered, has embarrassed other NFL executives that might be taking it a little bit too far, but you get the point. In another draft, he absolutely did his thing, and we're going to be talking about round one of that draft and what Howie Roseman did. Let's go ahead and take a look at my reaction, my live reaction right now.
Pick is in. We want Jalen Carter. If they say an offensive lineman, I might lose my mind.
With the 9th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter.
Now, I had a nightmare experience. So you saw that. Look, as you know, the past couple of years, I have streamed live the drafts. Things have gotten a little bit busy for me, personal life, wrestling career, to where I said, you know what, I'm going to go to a Buffalo Wild Wings, a local Buffalo Wild Wings, watch a draft. There should be tons of Eagle fans there as it's 20 minutes away from Philly. This is going to be awesome. I go in, places packed, tons of fans, not just Eagle fans, but NFL fans. The vibe was really good. And then I get taken to my table, which is kind of in a different part of the restaurant, and I see a big podcast set up, lights, cameras, taking up half of the room, and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, this could be really cool, but at the same time, I really want to listen to the draft on the TV. And then I see who the podcast host was, and it's a big guy wearing a Cowboys hat and a Cowboys jersey, and he's got an Eagle fan that's his co-host who is as quiet as a church mouse, didn't have anything to say. His microphone setup was horrible. As soon as the draft starts, he starts talking about how the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. He's trolling Eagle fans. Got up, had to be moved, but definitely enjoyed the first round once I got away from all the noise. L for Buffalo Wild Wings. Why are you going to have a Cowboys fan do that? 20 minutes away from Philly. I'm sure I'm not the only one that almost had his experience ruined. It might seem like I'm being a crybaby, but it was just one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Now, on to the draft. It's very, very rare that a Super Bowl team has pick number 10 coming off of a Super Bowl, 3 points of winning it, but the Eagles did also have 30. Now, my preview video, I said there were a couple guys that I really wanted that I did not think the Eagles were going to have a shot at. One of them being Jalen Carter. Now, as it turns out, as I'm watching the draft go, I'm seeing he's getting passed on by teams I thought they were going to take him. I thought that the Seahawks were going to take him. I thought that the Raiders were going to take him. And Atlanta, he's from Georgia. I thought Atlanta would take him, but Atlanta takes Bijan Robinson, somebody that I would have liked to see here. A lot of other Eagle fans would have liked to see here, maybe not at pick 10, but they take another running back after picking a back last year that gave him a 1,000-yard season. Doesn't make sense with all the holes they have, but this is an Eagles podcast, not a Falcons one, so we'll keep it to Eagles. I see that going on. I'm looking at Chicago, and I know he's talked with Chicago. I know Carter's visited with Chicago, and I'm thinking this is going to be like the CeeDee Lamb thing, right? Where CeeDee Lamb got picked a little bit before us by the Cowboys, and it's going to be terrible. Next thing you know, Howie Roseman trades up, gives up one draft pick, and gets his guy. Jalen Carter is a Philadelphia Eagle. They get a guy that was mocked at number one for most of the year until the unfortunate events that happened in his personal life, which, to be honest with you, I have trust in the Eagles bringing in character guys to where if there was an issue with this guy, I don't think he would be on this team. But the Eagles bring this dude in, most talented, maybe the best player in the draft. And we still got pick 30 to go. And as pick 30 is going, I'm seeing some of the guys that are taken, and I'm scratching my head. I mean, the Detroit Lions getting Jahmyr Gibbs at 12. There were some offensive tackles that were taken a lot earlier than I thought they were going to be taken. Cornerbacks, the same thing. And I'm noticing that a guy that I thought we could get at 10, and I would have been cool with at 10, is still on the board. I'm watching the 4th and John podcast on my way to my other job besides wrestling, which is a law enforcement job, so I work nights. And we're seeing that Nolan Smith is still there. And what do you know? At pick 30, when the Howie Roseman before, from years ago, would have traded that pick to one of these teams that wanted Will Levis, he picks Nolan Smith. So now we're talking about not only do you get Jalen Carter, but you get Nolan Smith. 2 Georgia Bulldogs to go right and fit into a defense with their teammates Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. I'm sitting there going crazy in my vehicle. People probably thought I was having a heart attack. I cannot believe how this worked out for the Eagles, and they only had to give up 1 draft pick, which was was it 4 for next year, to get Jalen Carter, and nothing to get Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, I will be putting his press conference up on this channel. This kid is electric. His personality is off the charts. He's going to be a fan favorite. He's got that it factor. And I've never felt more confident in 2 picks than I felt in Howie Roseman's first round picks. Absolutely incredible. If you're a team in the NFC East, if you're a team in the NFC, you got to be sick seeing an Eagles defense not only fill needs, but fill needs with 2 top 10 players, one that probably should have went 1. Unbelievable job by Howie Roseman. And I'm going to say this right now, that Jalen Reagor pick from years ago absolutely changed Howie Roseman. He's been different ever since. Ever since he took Reagor over Jefferson, he now goes for the Devontae Smiths. He now goes for the Landon Dickersons. He now goes for the Jordan Davises and the Kobe Deans. He's picking from big schools, and he's picking the best players, and he's absolutely killing it. And that was round 1, guys. Check back for the channel for my reactions to day 2 and day 3 as things got really, really interesting. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wilde. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, go Birds, and I'll see you later.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! I need Eagle Nation.